again, welcome to Sports Talk on the Friday night edition. Yes, we're going to have a great time. Once again, I'm Dr. Jerry Green, along with Big Don from Big Don Production, and this show is being sponsored by Big Don. What's up, Don? How you doing, bro?
Everything's good. Everything.
All right. Also, all the way in Maryland, Frederick, Maryland, my brother-in-law, Larry Pearson. What's up, my brother Larry? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm coming around since the Chiefs lost. I'm trying to get my groove back.
Yeah, we gave you a good break too. All right. I mean, they didn't get on you too hard. Every moment move. Kendall Tyson, what's up, my brother?
What's happening, gentlemen? What's happening?
All right. And one of the greatest pastors in the world from Basileia, Pastor Walter Teague and his wife, Pamela Teague, doing a great job in New Haven. How you doing, Pastor? God bless you, my brother.
God bless you. How's everyone? I'm doing well this evening.
All right. All right. We're going to get started because I know an hour go by real fast. And I know you guys got a lot to talk about, a lot going on in sports. But I'm going to start with you, Kendall, the Milwaukee Bucks. You watched the game last night, the Bucks and the Nuggets? All right. Giannis, 28 points, 19 rebounds. The Joker, 32 points, 14 rebounds. How good are the Bucks? And did Giannis send a message that the Bucks are ready to make a run this year for the championship?
What I thought. I said to myself, okay, we're going to see tonight the Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're playing, and they're the top two teams in the East. And forgetting that Milwaukee has 2 championships in the recent past. And the way Giannis played and the way the Joker played, those 2 big men showed out last night. That was pretty good. He took it to him. We forget who he is, 7-footer. Can they make a run? I mean, yes, the possibility does exist that they can make a run. I think he showed us something.
And you got to remember something too. Now the Bucks won a couple of years ago. What you think, Pastor Walt, on the Bucks? How they look?
Yeah, I'm surprised that Kuzma's really playing well. But yeah, the Bucks look good. Giannis, has a lot to prove. Getting hurt in the last couple of years in the playoffs, so I'm sure he has a lot to prove. Like I said, we almost moved on from Milwaukee now. When they won the title, they were dominant, but then a couple of years after that, they were hurt. I think what we see also is that Denver, their bench, they really don't have the bench like they used to have.
Right.
They lost a lot of pieces there. It's really Aaron Gordon doesn't seem to be as good as he was last year or dominant as he was last year. But Jamal Murray he's a beast. And Joker is still probably the best player in the NBA. So, yeah, they're going to be there. But I tell you, we can't sleep on it is Detroit. You see, Detroit blew out Boston. So
that's my next one. I got Detroit coming. Go ahead, Kendall.
Did they win? Detroit win like 9 games in a row so
far?
They
won 8 in a row. Eight. We're going to get to Detroit in a minute. Don, what you think about the Bucks? And keep in mind now, Giannis is a 2-time MVP as well, just like the Joker. Won 3. Giannis won 2. I think he won back-to-back as well. So did he send a message last night to the Joker and that he's still the man too that you got to reckon with or what?
Well, healthy Giannis, you guys act like y'all surprised. I'm not a bit surprised. Yes, he did send a message, but Damian Lillard, that's my concern right there. Last night he played good. If he don't play good, it don't matter how hard Giannis play. He needs that man on the side. And Damian Lillard was brought there to be that man. So they're going to need him. I'm more concerned about him than I was about Giannis because Giannis is still pretty hungry. And he wants it. And he stay healthy, he will play. But Damian Lillard, do we know what we got yet?
No, that's a good point. Go ahead, Larry. Good point, Don. Good point. I'll get back to that. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, Giannis is a great player. There's no doubt about that. The pieces he got playing with him now are finally coming around. They got some people off the bench that can actually play, and they got some great shooters. And I think this year you're going to see the best of them. And right now they're coming up, and they can probably get into the third best team, in the East, because they are coming up and they're dominant, and you do not want to face them in the first round.
Okay, now, Larry, to Donald's point, are you concerned about Damian Lillard? Especially in the playoffs. He was that's what they traded Drew Holiday for. Is he still that piece that the Bucks need to take him to the next level?
He is, but he got to know his place. He don't have to do as much as you think he has to do. They got a complete team. Even Giannis now is passing more, letting everybody else get involved. It's not going to be a one man superstar team like for both of them just to take over. They got a complete team. If they play like that, they can go places.
And Porter's out for what 25 games, I think, whatever. So many games.
Porter was playing good before he got hurt.
Right. So will Porter be back for the playoffs? He'll be back by the playoffs, right?
Who's that?
What's the guy named Portis, right? What's the name, dude?
Bobby Portis. Portis.
He'll be back by the playoffs, right?
I don't know.
Okay,
he was doing real good.
We got to look that up. So what you guys think about the Bucks? Can they make a run? What you think, Pastor? Can they make a run?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think they can make a run. But I still think the East is a 2-team race. I think it's Cleveland and Boston. But yeah, they could definitely make a run.
Can they beat Cleveland? The Bucks?
I don't know. Cleveland's pretty good.
The way Giannis played last night.
Yeah, but Giannis is only one player. Because the Bucks still gonna have to deal with Snyder. And Mobley's actually playing very well this year. And they still got the Afro over there, so he can actually give some assistance to Giannis. I mean, Cleveland to me is a better team than Milwaukee right now, but they got Giannis, and I think Dame time he played big in the playoff, but I don't see them beating them Cleveland, and they can't beat Boston.
So Kendall, you don't think that the Bucks can beat Cleveland either? I know you went to saw a Cleveland game.
Hold on. Hey, Pastor T, I was in Cleveland. And I went to go see them play, and we were in the it was called the Huntington Suite. It was like a clubhouse where we went outside and wanted to hang out with the people. And you just Afro. I want you to know there's no A in Fro. They call him the Fro. Okay.
Okay.
And, Evan Mobley is doing his thing. And
yes.
That team, what I liked about them is one thing we got to see. They are so unselfish. I just think that if they play like I saw them play, they were down most of the game because they blew Golden State out. They were playing against, I think it was Brooklyn, but Brooklyn had them, and the way they played as a team, I don't think Milwaukee can beat them. I think we got the class of the East playing tonight, Cleveland Celtics, but I wouldn't rule out because Giannis, like Jerry said,
oh yeah,
time MVP. They got 2 championships.
He got one championship.
Oh, he got
one.
Okay, Holiday, and he's just nothing to mess around with. I mean, after seeing him last night, and he was taking it to Joker, but Joker was taking it to him, but he was taking it to anybody. He got down last night. So,
can the Bucks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Celtics?
Realistically, I think man for man, that they can't match up well. Giannis is just one man, and like right now, the Cleveland is playing team basketball. Everybody's contributing. They got a nice sized bench. They got the big man in the middle. They are hard to beat unless you got the firepower like Boston can take them. But besides that, I don't think they can take them.
All right, Don, you don't think so either?
Well, see, that's why I was saying Dame would be the answer. I still haven't seen the Dame time that I'm looking for. I don't know about you guys. But if he could come out, give him a good 20, 30, right along there with Giannis, yeah, they could be Cleveland. I believe that. But I don't think they could beat Boston no matter how hot they get.
Because
in the series, they could probably win a couple, but they're not gonna win 4 out of 7.
Because you got to remember they got to stop Giannis too, and like Don said, Dame, and if Kyle Kuzma could give them, something, or Wall shaking his head, no, Pastor.
No,
not Kuzma. You gotta look at that the backup center there. What's his name? What's the big name?
Yeah, well, Portis. Yeah, Portis definitely helped them.
What's the white boy?
Oh no, no, he's not Portis. The Twins. What's the name?
Yeah. The white boy
Lopez.
that's been there a while.
Lopez,
That did the
yeah.
dunking
Lopez.
the other night.
Lopez.
He dunked on my man.
I don't know, Don. You about, I
That
can't.
did the dunking the other night. He dunked.
Lopez.
Lopez.
Oh, Lopez.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Brooke Lopez. Right.
Lopez
Right.
could be awesome. Hey,
Yeah.
Donchez.
But you know-
In case you don't know, you in with us. You're on the
Yeah.
show.
I want to show. Oh, okay.
You driving too. Good, Don. What you in
He
Atlanta?
thought he would just be watching. That was
Yeah, I
our
thought you'd be
mistake.
watching this one.
Hey, no, you are, brother. You are now. You live on TV. But that song's laying back, chilling. What's up?
Yeah.
How you doing, Bishop? All right, listen. We was talking about the Bucks. The Bucks, they beat Denver last night. How far can the Bucks go making a championship run, Bishop? The Milwaukee Bucks. Or you just logging in? You all set?
Yeah, I'm all set, sir.
Go ahead.
I'm all set. Can you hear me?
I hear you good. Go ahead.
Okay. No. Milwaukee still is where they are. Really, they've got to climb over Cleveland. They got to climb over Boston in the East. And should they manage to get that done, there's just too many teams in the West that would just take them down, flatten them like day old beer.
Well, they beat Denver last night, a team in the West. They beat them good.
And last night, who knows? That might, who knows what that was. I didn't even watch the game last night. I should have
I did.
watched it.
They won 9 in a row before the Lakers beat them. So one time we was talking about the Denver Nuggets. They was ready. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Milwaukee, no, I don't see a championship run in them. I see them getting to the playoffs. That's as far as I'm going to take them. First round, maybe. Second round, I don't know. Third round, semifinals, possible. No championship game, though. Nothing past the third round.
Well, what about you, Donchez? The Milwaukee Bucks. Can they run?
Not this year. They don't got to run. Like he said, even if you get past Boston and Cleveland, you're not making it through the West. You're not going to beat the Nuggets at a 7-game series. Not Milwaukee right now.
Okay, well,
Let me say this real quick.
go ahead.
Donchez been a Boston Celtic ever since he was a teenager.
So he a Boston.
He's a Boston
I'm a
man, so
Boston
everybody
fan.
knows.
I ain't mad at him.
we go for a repeat, but I just feel like right now that team is not where they need to be at to make a championship run. Playoffs, yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs.
See,
But
go ahead, Donchez. Go finish
yeah,
it.
I'm saying they're gonna make the playoffs, but it's just you got to bring it a little bit different when you're in the playoffs. So to make a championship run, that's completely different.
But
Conversation.
what they showed me last night, what me and Larry talked about before you guys came on, the Bucks play according to their competition as well. Okay, now if they're playing against the Celtics, or they're playing against the Lakers, or Denver, whoever, they're going to step their game up because Giannis is a competitor, and so Giannis is going to bring the drama when he comes. So that's why they're always going to have a chance. I don't care who they play, they're going to have a chance because you got to stop Giannis. And if Dame can get hot, that could be a dangerous team going into the playoffs. Okay,
Yeah.
But I don't want to beat up on the Bucks. Anybody? Any more comments?
No, I agree with you. If Dame could get hot, I've been saying it from the beginning. Dame is the key to me.
Okay.
We know Giannis going to come to play every night. That's just the way his game is. But Dame, he haven't been what I've been looking for since he got to Milwaukee. So that's
True.
True. Exactly. He hasn't been the Dame that we want to see.
Okay. All right. Pastor, you brought up Detroit Pistons, man. They won 8 straight. They blew out the Celtics. Doncic, they blew your boys out the other night by 20.
They did.
Pastor, what you think about the Detroit Pistons? What's going on with them?
I mean, revitalization. 8 in a row. They're winning. They play tough defense, and they're young. They got a young, exciting team, and there's nowhere they can go but up. They were down. They had a losing streak, almost for a whole year, and now they got like a 8-game winning streak. They beat the Clippers, and now they beat Boston. So they're really playing, the guys that were first-round draft picks. What's the guy there? Cade. He was a first overall pick. And he's actually coming to his own. He's a big kid too, playing guard, man. He's like 6'7". He's a big kid. So they're playing really good. And that's good. It's good to see him come around. You don't want to be selling dwellers forever. So they're actually coming around and they're actually But they're fizzle out, but they're doing good. They're a good young team, but they're not. They don't have it in for like I said, a 7-game series against like the top notch teams like Boston and Cleveland. But it's a good story.
Right, they be dangerous though. What you think, Don?
Yeah.
Well,
Detroit
I
Pistons.
only saw them play twice, and they won both times. They were looking really good. So I'm gonna sound like Bishop now. A dark horse. You say, Bishop?
Yeah.
That could be a dark horse and come and upset somebody. That's the way I see them. Don't take them for granted. Don't take them for granted, because when you got a young boys like that, they playing with no regrets, no nothing. I mean, they just
Right. They just playing.
they don't even think about it.
Yeah.
They just playing.
But you got to have star power. What you think, Bishop? Come on Detroit Pistons.
I won't say you gotta have star power.
Star power, Bishop.
No, I disagree with you. It's not always star power. Let's go back and think about this. And I'm going too far back when I say this. Primarily, this team right here, if they play together like they're doing, I did see a couple of their games, and they're playing like they're hungry. So hey, that's all it takes. Star power, it's nice to have, but if you ain't got it, it don't mean you can't get it done.
This reminds me of the other Detroit, Chauncey, Rick, Ben Wallace. They weren't stars. They weren't the star power, but they played together. This is what this team reminds me of. It reminds me of them.
Okay, so since you brought that team up, go ahead, Donchez. Well, I'm gonna get to Larry and go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying, but they remind me of that team. Like, they're young, they're hungry. Like you said, they laying it out. They ain't got nothing to worry about. They putting it all out there. Mm-hmm. And again, missing maybe one piece of an older, experienced person or whatever it may be, but they're a team definitely next year to be worried about. You know what I'm saying? So, but they remind me of a young, Chauncey. When they all got together, they weren't the leading the league superstars. They was the best team. They played together well.
Right. Okay, we're gonna talk about star power in a second. Go ahead, Larry. Detroit Pistons. Now go with Kendall.
Detroit Pistons is up and coming. They're about 2 players short, and I think they ain't got the experience. When you play during the regular season, it's a different game when you get down to the playoffs, And Boston didn't have a lot of film on them, and they thought they was a much better team, and didn't really playing the way they're supposed to, and they caught them sleeping, And but right now, I think in the series, in the playoffs, there's no way they can challenge Boston.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown didn't play either.
Kendall, give me your opinion on Detroit. Then I'm going to tell Donchez and Bishop why I say star power. Go ahead, Kendall.
I like that comparison of the Detroit Pistons back when they had Chauncey Billups, Mr. Big Shot,
Richard Hamilton,
starting guard. They had Ben Wallace in the center, who was an undersized center.
Right.
Steve Wallace, who was actually taller than Ben Wallace, playing the four. They had Tayshaun Prince. Neither of them are in the top 10 in anybody's conversation of their all-time great players. But when they played together, they did their thing. Detroit, you got 8 in a row, and you young bloods, and you're in the NBA. You don't want to see them in the playoffs. They play college money. They got what they need right now. They can't even focus on the fact that they don't have a big man, but they're one piece away. Cade Cunningham was the number 1 overall pick. And he's 6'10". He's got everything. That guy, he's an all-star. You could arguably say Cade Cunningham, as far as the guards in the East. Let's think about the guards in the East. You got Derek White. I don't know what Jason Tatum's playing or Jaylen Brown, but I think they're like forwards.
Forwards, yeah.
In the Knicks, okay. You got boys in Cleveland, and you could arguably say that Cade Cunningham is having a better year. Arguably. Of course, we're going to go with Cleveland. We're going to go with Boston, but you could put them in the conversation. So Detroit looking amazing to me. Like I said, they had 8 or 9 in a row, and they blew out the Celtics. Like I said, without Jaylen Brown, but everybody there is in the NBA. They're professional players, and these young bloods did what they need to do. I wouldn't put anything past them. I don't have a star, but I would not be surprised if they make it all the way to like the Eastern Conference Finals.
Kendall, and the reason I said star power, because I know you guys, Donchez brought up Chauncey Billups, Richard Hamilton, Ben Wallace. That was a great team. You got to keep in mind, they won 1 championship. They beat Kobe and Shaq in 2000 and 7 at 4, whatever it was. Now, then they lost to the Dwayne Wade, they lost to Tim Duncan, and they lost to LeBron James. And LeBron James, when he went to the finals in 07, he beat that Detroit team, scored 25 points, I think, in the third quarter. Dwayne Wade beat him in 06, and Tim Duncan beat him and prevented going back to back. They had the star power that Detroit didn't have. If Detroit had that superstar player, they would have beat Tim Duncan or Dwayne Wade or LeBron. They didn't have the star power. That's when I brought up that superstar player that they don't have right now. Got to have a superstar, Bishop. Got to have a superstar, man.
I call that a pond water response.
Got to have a superstar. Tell me that one without a superstar, Bishop.
Listen, the problem is, who did Tim Duncan have?
Right.
He had himself.
Nobly.
Oh, he had more than himself. You better go back and go check that team.
I had a good team. He had a good team.
You know what?
Yeah, y'all brought up how good Troy Billups, and then
I
what?
love you like a brother, but leave that pond water alone. It's making you go crazy.
Team that wins have a superstar, Bishop.
You don't necessarily have to have a superstar. You gotta have. You might have some good players.
Then name me a team that won without a superstar. Give me one.
I can't go back right now.
Detroit. That's the team.
Well, I'd have to go back and research to see who.
Find the research to come back to me then. I'm telling you, every team that won had a Kobe, a Dwayne Wade, had a Shaq, had a Joker, had a LeBron, had a Jordan, had a Tim Duncan, I had Elijah Wan. Those are the teams that won. They had the players. Had a Bird.
You just said Detroit. Detroit didn't have that one person on their team is an all top 75 player. Not one.
They shouldn't have beat that Laker team, Bishop. You know that.
I know when they beat the Lakers, when they won that championship, they're a bunch of 6 men. Detroit was a bunch of 6 men.
Right. And you got to blame Kobe Bryant for that year too.
Look, Jerry, don't change your story now.
Yeah, you go. Come on, Don. Hey, Don, give us that.
Oh, how am I changing my story? What happened?
Detroit didn't have a superstar.
They beat him without a superstar.
All right, and then they got beat, but with 3 superstars. Donald, I said they won that year. I gave them their credit. I said, but they lost to Dwayne. They lost to Tim Duncan. They lost to Dwayne Wade, and they lost to LeBron James.
They won 1 year. Did they win 1
But they won one.
They won one. And they
Wait. They didn't lose to Dwayne Wade.
And they shouldn't have beat They shouldn't have beat Kobe Bryant and Shaq. You know better than that. They shouldn't have beat Shaq and Kobe.
I know that they won one. That's what I know.
I gave it
so that makes your conversation elite. No, don't mean nothing.
But Dwayne Wade didn't win one without Shaq.
That's right.
They should have won that year. I know Kobe gunned the ball that year. I know the whole story, but they lost.
They lost. I agree on that. They lost.
So let's look at it that way. All right. Beat them without a
Okay. There was one team. This is what I said. I'll say it again. Okay, they got away with 1 year out of 30 years. One team won. Bird, Magic, Elijah Wan, Tim Duncan, Dwayne Wade, or LeBron James, or Michael Jordan. Those teams had superstars. That's all I said. Now Detroit, they slipped and they got one. I'll give them credit, Don. If you want to go like that, they got one out of that, and they shouldn't have got that one. Okay, but they
got it. They got it. Don't take it away.
Thank you.
Look at some more teams and let me know too, right? Look at some more teams then and let me know. All right, listen, I don't want to stay. Steph Curry scored 56 points last night, Larry. All right, 56. He hit 12 3-pointers. How good is Steph? And what would you define his legacy? Steph Curry, Larry.
Steph Curry, he's one of the best guards that ever played the game. He's a pure 3-point shooter, without doubt. There's nobody in his class, but as far as the 3-point shot, he would be noted as the best 3-point shooter there is.
Is he a superstar?
In his legacy, yes, he's a superstar. There's no doubt about that. You can't take that from him.
Okay. All right, so we know what a superstar is. What about you, Don? Steph? 56.
Well, since Bruce ain't here, I'm going to answer for him. he would say, "Sure he is." Come on, ain't nobody can say today that Steph is not a superstar. I don't know how anybody can say that. To me, it's not even a question. He's a superstar.
Don Chess, Steph Curry, bro. Go ahead. 50 points.
Absolutely superstar. Absolutely.
All right, is Chauncey Billups, them guys in this league or what? Chauncey Billups, Richard Hamilton, them boys, and they're in this league?
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
Okay,
No.
just asking. Okay, because when I'm talking about superstars, Steph is one of those guys that's one of those players. Kendall, what you think about Steph?
Oh, Steph is one of the greatest. He is actually the shooter we have seen. He is definitely a generational player. As a matter of fact, Steph changed the whole by shooting it outside. His outside shot is amazing. And on the 27th of February, he averaged like 45 points. He had 2 50-point games and a 40-some-odd point game on February 27th. He is a superstar. But Jerry, so is Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham was drafted number 1 overall, and now he's in the zone. You can arguably say that young man's a superstar.
Okay.
Is this his first year, Kendall? Is this his first year?
Mm-mm.
How many years he been playing? Because I just
Second
really
year?
caught on to him now.
3? I think about 3.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, but he's
I
actually
just
coming
caught
to his
on
own.
to
He's
him
probably
this
going to
year.
be all NBA this year, though.
All right, go ahead, Pastor. What do you think about Steph, his performance? You know, because when I bring up superstars, those kind of guys I'm talking about. Go ahead, Pastor Walter, on Steph.
Yeah, but Steph's an all-time great. I mean, he's not even here. He's past the superstar. You got different levels, you know. Steph is probably the greatest shooter we ever seen, and you know he's an all-time great. So yeah, you know, there were just a couple of years ago when Golden State was on their run. There was actually people saying, I don't agree with them, but if he get another title, there's actually people putting him ahead of LeBron because they got the same amount of titles. So Steph is all-time great, you know.
Well, yeah,
Because they're the same generation. They're the same generation, and they got just as many titles. So you give him another title, you know, in that same time frame. Yeah, he's an all-time great.
Yeah, but the only difference in that, I let Bishop talk. Then I let Don Chess. Go ahead, Bishop. About Steph.
I mean, that is a question that shouldn't even be a question. We're talking Steph Curry here, okay? I call him a long-distance assassin. Only guy I know in basketball terms that has a sword that's longer than your average. If this guy can hit you from the other foul line and take you out, what is that saying? You know, what else need you say? Steph Curry, that's it. In the story.
Especially more than one game. You know, it's not like he only does it once a year. He might do it 2 or 3 times.
I have seen warm-ups where he is going to half court, talking to somebody, and just toss the ball over his head. Boom!
Let me ask y'all this question real quick. Has anybody hit more half-court shots than Steph in a game?
No.
No.
Now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question and bring that up. Is you saying like shooting deep threes or just half court because he's shooting because the buzzer about to go down?
It don't matter.
Well, no.
Because all of them
reason
ain't costing the buzzer about to go down. He took a couple just to take them.
So no one's had hit more, but my personal opinion, I grew up watching basketball next to you guys. And you think of the Reggie Millers, you think of, you know, the guys like him.
Ray Allen.
The Ray Allen. Even Ray Allen was a different player. Ray Allen wasn't a three-point shooter when he got in the league. Some people forget that. He wasn't a three-point shooter. Ray Allen was just a scorer. And
true.
And when you watch Steph play, Steph's first option is a 3. When you was growing up, the 3-pointer was the second shot. It wasn't the first shot.
Right.
So I think that if Reggie Miller was first option was a 3, and he had the option to shoot the 3 ball from half court, he would have hit just as many as Steph would have. That's my personal opinion. Because
I don't think so.
The further you were from the basket, the further you grew up from the basket, the odds of the shot was less. So that's why you didn't see all those 3-point shots. Just like you told me before, Dad, when you grew up, there was no 3-point line, right?
Donald, Chess is right, because of different eras. Back then, you had sharpshooters. You see, everybody's a sharpshooter now. back then you had the Craig Hodges, you had the Steve Kerrs, you had the Danny Ainge, you had the guy from the Lakers, Pretty Boy. That you had your Chuck. What's the other guy? Chuck that played for the Indiana Pacers. Everybody has Chuck.
Chuck Pearson, the rifleman, Chuck Pearson.
But a lot of people you just named, they
Yeah.
weren't first option on the team.
But there was
That's why I
Chuck
said Reggie.
shooters.
That's why I said Reggie Miller. I'm not going by. I'm going by first option. Steph Curry got the first option on the team to shoot,
Right.
not the third option. So Reggie Miller was the first option on the team to shoot. He chose he was a 3-point. He was known as a 3-point shooter.
Okay.
But back then, your first option was to shoot the 2-ball, not the 3-ball.
Right. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
because the game has evolved now, though.
Yeah,
Now
the
they
game
don't.
the game is
Go
evolved.
ahead, Marquez. Go ahead.
3-on-1. Now a 3-on-1, they pull up for the 3. That was unheard of before. So now the game has evolved. But because of Steph Curry, that's why he's a generational player. He's the one that did that. He's the one that got
He's definitely a generational player. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody want to comment on that before I move on from Steph, because Steph's a great shooter. He's the greatest shooter I've seen. But
ever.
But back then, go ahead, Larry. You want to say something?
Yeah, Steph Curry, he reinvented the 3-point shot. He made it so easy that would everybody else try to learn how to shoot 3-pointers, because they knew that he did it all the time. And if they wanted to keep up, they would have to start making more threes.
Yeah, but Larry, but to Donchez's point, now you get a guy like Craig Hodges that was a great 3-point shooter, or I'm not gonna say Steve Kerr, John Paxson. Them guys, they wasn't allowed to take 3-pointers. The only time they hit 3-pointers when the superstar got double teamed. Elijah got double teamed. Jack got double teamed.
They wasn't thinking like that before,
right? Because now everybody's taking 3-pointers, to Larry.
Yeah, because they got to take so many 3-pointers.
Because it changed the game.
Right.
Game change.
Because look, Jerry, you listen. We grew up. We're playing defense. If you pulling up from half court, you said let him have that, but you can't do that with Steph. Steph can't do that.
Yeah.
So that changed the whole thing. Now you got to bring the defense out, because now you got the centers. You got Porzingis shooting threes. You got Wembyama 7-4 shooting threes.
Right.
It's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
The different generations.
Let
me move on. Let me say, go ahead. You want to say something, Bishop?
I'm just gonna say Curry would make brisket out of you if you leave him out there on the 3-point line. I mean, and let's even go back to his college days, man. At Davidson, we didn't know anything about Steph Curry until we heard about him in Davidson, man. And I'm praying that this year's college basketball tournament has that kind of excitement. Steph Curry really ignited the college game on that.
Yes, you must have forgot when he lit up that team that's right behind you. When Davidson played UConn.
This year, Davidson beat them. That year, they took out Oklahoma. They took out Kentucky. I mean, Davidson went to I think they went to the Elite Eight behind Steph Curry. Nobody can stop him.
All right, let me just say this is our sports talk on the Friday night edition on the WJRG television network, part of the KMI ministry, and we're excited tonight on a Friday night. I'm Dr. Jerry Green, along with Big Don from Big Don Production, my brother-in-law Larry Pearson, all the way in Maryland, one of the greatest pastors, Pastor Walter Teague from Basileia, Every Moment Move, Kendall Tyson, and also one of the greatest bishops all the way in Maryland, Bishop Ernest E. Richard Jr., and Donchez. Welcome to the show tonight as well. Don, you in Atlanta, right?
Yes, I'm in Atlanta.
All right, Atlanta, Georgia. All right.
Now,
All right. Okay. I will go by fast. I got you guys excited tonight. I'm gonna start with you, Pastor. Your Lakers, man. They beat the Timberwolves last night. LeBron's still playing great. Are you impressed with your team? Can they make a run in the West or what?
You're playing well, man. You know what I like about it? It's like LeBron and Luka, they just have that chemistry. You see that full court pass again. Yeah. But it was tense. It was tainted because Ant got thrown out of the game. But they're playing well. And the defensive guys, they got a lot of hustle in them. It's still going to be a challenge when they play, in a 7-game series, if they play a team that really has a big man. But with LeBron and Luka, with the IQ they have, and I tell you what surprised me more, Luka really rebounds the ball well. You know, he rebounds his position, and LeBron rebounds there. So between the two of them, they get about 18 rebounds a game between the two of them because they, you know, LeBron get 9, Luka get 9, or they each get. So they are rebounding, but they still don't have, you know, that shot blocker. But I am impressed, and like I said, they're excited. I like watching them because they got more shooters now. They got more shooters that can actually make the three.
Okay, go ahead, Larry, because I want to make a comment later on. Go ahead, Larry, on the Lakers. You impressed or what?
I'm impressed at their offense, but their defense bothers me. You know, people flying by them. If they play somebody like the Celtics, who got slashers and people going to the hole and stuff like that, they're gonna kill them. They
Yeah, but
actually kill them.
the Celtics got a problem with LeBron.
Much
They
points
can't
they
LeBron, Larry.
can,
Go ahead.
but they need to play some more defense. They really do.
Well, every team can say that. Every team will want to be a better defensive team. But I hear what you're saying, right? Don, go ahead.
People run right by them, you know.
Every team can say that, though. And even Denver could say that last night. But go ahead, Don.
To me, as well as Luka playing, he still haven't came totally into his own yet. They're going to be beating teams with offense, Larry. You watch. They're going to be beating teams with that offense. They're not going to have the best defense, but they're going to be a threat. And because Luka, he be missing some shots that he normally makes, especially out there with them three land. Luka hasn't really got hot yet. When Luka gets hot, the Lakers will be a little dangerous even though they don't have any defense. Long as LeBron James stay healthy.
Right. Kendall, go ahead, bro.
Well, but it's funny because since Luka showed up, I think they have the number one in defensive efficiency. I'm going to look it up for you, as well as offense.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to look it up. I saw it surprised me.
Yeah, the defense is playing well.
That for me. That surprised me at Sports Center. Just look it up, please. It surprised me. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't see that coming. But when I watched them play, Luka and LeBron are dominant. Everyone's saying, okay, we're looking for the big man. Well, the way the game is played now, LeBron and Luka create the mismatches. Steph messed the whole game up. Got everybody shooting it outside. There's nobody sitting in the middle. Matter of fact, there's no center even voted in the All-Star game. They go with the forwards. The whole game is different. Back in the day, you would have one good shooter on your team. You had a point guard, you had a shooter, you had a small forward who did a lot of little dirty works. You had a power forward, did the rebounding, and a center that stayed in the paint, whether it was Akeem Olajuwon or Patrick Ewing or Rick Smits. Also, so good Ewing. But now the game is played wide open. You know, it's a whole different thing. So the Lakers are pretty dangerous. And the Boston Celtics showed what they could do. They won that championship last year with Porzingis hurt. They spread it. And they said, listen, we can outshoot you. And they did all the way to the championship. So, you know, the game is different.
All right, what do you think, Bishop? Did I go with Don Ches on the Lakers, man?
I like the Lakers, and I'm going to recant what I said that they'll end up 6 or 7. No, they can stay.
Come on now, not already.
No, I have to. I mean, since I made that comment, the Lakers have made a liar out of me. So let's just be real about it. You know, I mean, the games that I have seen that, you know, and then I know you mentioned Doncic and you mentioned LeBron. I got to throw Austin Reeves in there, and I can't think of that other kid's name who just comes out of nowhere. He don't garbage time shots, but he seems to be in the right place all the time. I wish I could remember his number.
Hachimura?
Is that his name? But the bottom line is
Rui's good. I like Rui.
That Lakers team, and Don, I got to take back the saying that you said that I said. They can be a dark horse, not the championship, but they can sure upset somebody. That's for sure. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. What do we got, like about 15 games left? 14
No, about 30 games left.
Yeah, almost 28 or something like that, yeah.
The bottom line is keep your eyes open because the purple and gold from the West Coast can make some noise for sure.
Hey, Don Ches, give me your opinion on the Lakers, and I'm going to tell you why I think the Lakers is playing better this year. Go ahead, Don Ches.
I'm loving the Lakers. I'm loving the Luka and LeBron. Like, I think they can still come out of the West. That's my personal opinion. I love them. I love the chemistry. You know, these guys getting right to it. Yeah, I love it. I think it was a good pickup for them. Amazing pickup for them. So Yeah, I'm good with it.
See, to me, the difference with the Lakers with under Darvin Ham and JJ Redick, they're playing harder. Last year, they didn't play hard for that guy. Remember, I told you it was about effort sometimes. Sometimes the Lakers would just, they'll come out there lackadaisical. This year, they're playing hard.
Yep.
Everybody in that team is playing hard, and that's why they're winning. It's not even so much this skill. Even LeBron. LeBron is setting the stage. He's playing hard, and every one of them guys on that court that get out there is playing hard. And you can't teach effort. That's what I like about the Lakers this year. They're giving you something that they didn't give the last couple of years under Darvin Ham. They just was out there playing. They're playing hard.
That's why Darvin Ham had to go.
Right.
There you go.
That's
But you
right.
gotta. If you look at their team this year, their team is more athletic. Finney Smith is a wing player, and he can shoot the outside. Rui, Rui's athletic. Vanderbilt didn't play at all last year. He's their best defensive player.
Right.
So they got a whole, different team. Gabe Vincent barely played last year. He's playing now. So this is a totally different team. AD was the cog because he was the anchor in the middle. But now they're playing more of a team defense. And LeBron has that enthusiasm again. I watched him again. He come down the middle, Don, and ain't nobody standing in the way.
I saw.
He's making alley-oops. LeBron 40 years old, they throwing alley-oops to him, and he dunking it backwards and stuff.
Because he's taking charges too. They're playing harder this year.
Yeah.
The Lakers, anything.
I still want to know what he's drinking, though.
Come on, Dolly.
Don't start that, Don.
Because he don't look like he's slowing down at all, Don. I'm telling you. He don't look like he's slowing down at all, man. He ain't shooting the threes, Jerry. LeBron's just pulling up, shooting threes now and making them. Before, it was like, okay, take that. That was like Giannis shooting the three. But now LeBron, he's a threat shooting the three.
That's why one of my questions I'm going to ask y'all two, Bishop and Walt. But before we go off, I got one of the questions. What did LeBron got to do to change you guys' mind to make him the GOAT? But I'll get to that in a few. All right, let me move on a little bit. Larry, Anthony Edwards got rejected again last night for a 16 technical of the year. He's going to be out again for the next game. Is he ready to be the face of the league or what? Getting all these technicals?
No, he's not. He's trying too hard,
He's trying too hard, or do you think or they want him to be?
All the antics, that's not the face of the league. You don't be a clown. He's doing too much, trying to get noticed, and doing all the extras, arguing with referees and stuff like that. And that don't make you the face of the league. It makes you, one of the players that needs more discipline. It shows him what kind of a man he is. Actually.
Wow. All right, Don, what you think, man? Anthony Edwards, man. Because they want him in the face of the league.
He was in the running. I didn't say that they wanted him particular, but he was in the running, and he's blowing it. That's the way I see it. Still, you got Luka, Shane Gilgeous-Alexander. You got all those guys, so you can't say they wanted him to be.
They want him, Don. He's getting all the commercials.
That don't mean nothing. He's in the running. There's a few guys in the running. He's just in the running, and he's blowing it. That's the way I see it. Remember, he's doing some Sprite commercials. He's doing a few commercials. All right, but he's not the face of the league, and he's blowing his chances. That's the way I see it.
All right, go ahead, Don Chaz. What do you think? Anthony Edwards. Can he be the face of the league?
Nah, not at the rate he's going right now. He won't be. They're not gonna allow that. That's just like when Carmelo Anthony told his story when he got in trouble with the league. They're gonna make an example out of him one day, but he's not gonna be the face. That's over it.
All right, Kendall, what do you think?
Like you said, it's antics. He's very talented, #1 overall draft choice, but they're not gonna allow that.
They got to find somebody though eventually.
They're gonna have
really.
Else. Has there ever been a European player face of the league?
Okay.
No.
It's always an American player, because if there were an out of country player face of the league, although he's not going to be the face of the league, but the best player this year has been SGA. from Kansas City.
Yeah, but he don't have the charisma that Anthony Edwards has.
Huh?
He don't have the charisma that Anthony Edwards has.
Right, he doesn't. He's leading the league in scoring. They got the best record. Joker is probably in that conversation.
He don't have the charisma either that Anthony Edwards has.
Right.
Did I get to you, Walt, already, and Bishop? No? Go ahead, Walt.
No, you didn't get to me.
Right, go
But
ahead.
I don't even know if they need a face of the league, man. You got a whole bunch of young players. It was funny you say that because we just went on a trip with a bunch of young kids, and I was with some young men that was basketball players and stuff. And I asked them, who was their best player, or who did they think was the best one? And they all said Ja.
John Morant?
They said Ja. Yep. They all said Ja. I said, what about And they said, nah. They said they like Ja. So that's what it is, man. It's excitement and ones that sells the jerseys, but I don't even know if you need a face of the league anymore. They got so many young players and there's so many European players, and I still think Wembanyama is going to be it because he's young. I think he's still going to be it.
But who's the face right now of the league, Pastor?
Who's the face? LeBron. LeBron is the face. But I said they don't need a face, but LeBron is.
They always had one. Because to me, Jason Tatum.
That doesn't mean that you have to have one.
No, I agree. You don't have to have one, but you always had one. All right,
But
Dr.
things are changing. Things are changing.
Go.
Even the league is changing. That's why we've seen a different All-Star game. Things are changing.
Yep. It's 21st century now.
All right, go ahead, Bishop. Give me your opinion, Bishop.
You don't need a face of the league, and I'm sorry, because remember, a couple of years ago there was talk about Ja Morant. What happened with that? All that match he got into, and suddenly, funny how they were touting him. Then all of a sudden, out the clear blue sky, he just sort of kind of went back in the woodwork. His game hasn't changed, at least not that much. Bottom line is simply this. The NBA is here to stay. And if they never have another face, they're going to have one at some point. But right now, we just don't know who that is. And I think Kendall made the best possible point. They're trying to avoid putting a non-American face on an American-made game. They're trying, but unfortunately, they're going to have to go overseas or to the international or wherever and find the face that they're looking for. Because right now in America, an American-based face, right now, other than LeBron, we don't. Well, Steph could do it, but Steph and LeBron probably be leaving somewhere around the same time. About 2027 or something. Who knows? Anyway.
You know why LeBron's the face of the league, and Steph could be, because LeBron put people in the seats.
There you go.
Now, if Anthony Edwards is the type of guy that a guy like Jerry Green will go in his pension, in his Social Security to go see Anthony Edwards play, then as far as I'm concerned, he's the face of the league. We done took trips, me and Donald, to go see Kobe, to go see LeBron, to go see Dwayne Wade, and sacrifice our money. That's when you become the face of the league, when people will pay and take their kids to come see you. Anthony Edwards.
He ain't the only one doing that, though, Jerry.
That's
Tatum
right.
is doing that. SGA is doing that. He's not the only one doing that.
Donovan's doing that.
Right now, there's a lot of guys I'll go see.
Yeah, a lot of guys I'd go see. They come down here. The Wizards ain't gonna win nothing no time soon. At least I might as well go see some of these other teams.
But if LeBron gets
don't let Tatum fool you. He playing with Boston. He got a very good shot at it.
Right, that's
He's
right.
got a very good shot. Don't let him fool you.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. They got a great team too, man, and they got a young team.
He's light skinned, stay out of trouble, things like that. Come on.
That's one of the things they're looking for.
Hey,
Michael Jordan was clean.
Play for the best organization in the league.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Purple and gold, baby. No. Purple and gold, baby. I love like a brother, but nah, man, you ain't getting away with that down here. No, they call that. I tell my church, you got purple and gold in heaven, so
Lord have mercy.
All right. Listen, Bishop, who's the MVP right now? Would you go with Joker, SGA, LeBron? Who would you be the MVP right now?
I'm gonna be honest with you. For what I've seen, and now I can watch the NBA full force. SGA seems to be. I like him. I really do. I honestly do. But I mean, for me, I don't have a favorite right now because seeing some of these guys play and some of the things that they can do, some of the phenomenal feats that they pull off, especially in the last 2 minutes of the game. I think SGA would be the one. Joker's always in the running. What are you going to do with him? Okay. And up until Wembanyama got hurt, or, I thought he might have made some noise, but well, here we are.
But the team not winning, though. The team got to win, too. Kendall, what you think? Who's the MVP?
Lead league in scoring, best record. Even with Holmgren, they make the best record. He is right now the leading scorer for MVP. Joker is making a case for it also. The defensive player of the year would have been but now it's going to be Jaren Jackson from and John Morant. His father got kicked out of another game. They're not going to have that. No, that backstory is just, and he is more talented than probably anybody in the league. So the face of the league right now is really done, to be perfectly honest. People are going to hope that Cooper Flagg shows up in the NBA and does a little something. They would love that.
All right, Larry, who's your MVP so far in the NBA?
Joker bringing his team back by himself, and then you got Guinness. He's in the running.
Who?
And then
Who'd you say?
Guinness for Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis. He's in the running, and you got Tatum. Those my three.
All right, okay. Those are three. All right. Who you got, Pastor?
SGA. SGA is definitely MVP. He's they got the best team. Got the best team in the league, best record. He's the lead in the league in scoring and shooting over 50%. Only for like the third time, the only one that did it more than him is Michael Jordan. He's definitely the MVP.
He said definitely MVP. I like that. Go ahead, Don.
I'm going to say definitely MVP too, SGA, man. He's number one in the league as far as I'm concerned. And he's doing just as much for his team, if not more, as Joker in my book.
All right, go ahead, Don Chess. Don Chess, who you got?
Same thing.
Don Chess stepped out for a minute, didn't he?
No, I'm here. I'm here. Still, same thing. SGA, like he leading the league.
You guys gonna laugh at me, but I'm going with LeBron James, man.
The oldest guy in the league, if you want him, right?
LeBron,
that's not too far fetched.
No, that's not too
no,
far.
you can have what you want. Now look at the Lakers now, 34, 36 and 21, whatever. LeBron still averaging 24 points a game, leading the team that nobody expected to really be the way they are right now and playing better than some of the young boys. Okay?
Better than a lot of the young boys. I give them that.
Now even SGA and Jason Tatum got to prove to me they could beat LeBron in a 7-game series. Now we know the Joker did it the last 2 years because LeBron owns the Celtics, as far as I'm concerned. He owned Jason Tatum in there. Okay? Even with the days of Cleveland. When Cleveland had a stinky team. So they got to prove to me that they could beat LeBron in the best of 7. So as far as I'm concerned, I got LeBron James. Now y'all
hey, listen, you're entitled to your opinion, and nobody's gonna fight with that because
right, okay.
Ain't nobody gonna fight with that. The truth of the matter is, you got to give credit where credit's due. A 40-year-old man looking better than a 19-year-old kid or a 20-year-old kid. The rest of the league ought to be ashamed of themselves that LeBron makes them look as silly as he does. So yeah, okay, we can say that, but at the same time, you asked who we thought was the MVP. My opinion, SGA.
Okay.
My opinion.
And that's a good opinion. I'm not knocking the guy, but Bishop and Pastor, is there anything else LeBron can do? Because I know you guys are still set, back with Michael. He's 6-0 in the finals, 2 3-peats. Anything LeBron can do to be that number one spot, take that number one spot? No? You say no.
Go ahead, Pastor, because I'm going to tell you now, no for me.
Why?
He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's got the statistics in so many different categories. But I mean, LeBron is something of a game changer. But when you can turn around and see, I still got an argument for Dr. J, but I'm gonna hold that thought for another time. The truth of the matter is, when you can do a 3-peat, take a year and a half off, come back and do another 3-peat. Come on now, think about what I just said. He took a year off to go play baseball. He stunk at it. And then when he realized that his game was on the basketball court and not the baseball field, what did he do? And then he did it with a total different team. When he
with Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen. Okay. But But Bishop, well, what about a guy that won with 3 different franchises? That don't mean nothing.
That means, hey, listen, you won one game, one title
With 3 different franchises, though. That don't mean nothing.
One title.
He won two. He won 2 with one franchise, Bishop.
Okay.
Let me say mine real quick. I'm gonna go with LeBron James just because he's 40 years old and almost still leading the league in everything. I mean, he might, like Jerry said, he might even make MVP and surprise everybody. At the age of 40, nobody could last that long. Nobody's gonna be going out like LeBron James did.
His work
Michael Jordan went to the Wizards. He couldn't last to be 40 years old. He couldn't even hang in that long. I'm going to give it to him just for the fact he's 40 years old and still the face of the league. Nobody did that long.
And that's why I said LeBron has had the greatest career of anyone.
Yeah.
Still with it. LeBron has had the greatest career of anyone. That's it.
Well, Quinn had a good career too. I ain't talking about careers now.
Yeah, but I said LeBron has had the greatest career.
Well, Michael has too. So that I mean, careers is different. You can have a good career, but if you talk about it, because all of them had a good carear.
Jared, you know what?
Okay. But that's my answer. You said anything, but you let me finish. Yes, you said is there anything LeBron could do to be a greater basketball player than Michael Jordan? That's your question.
Sure, go ahead.
My answer is no. My answer is no. But he's had the best career of anyone. That's right. Because Michael's undefeated in the championship game, and never even he's 6-0. LeBron don't have that testimony, so you can't say it's just like Pat Mahomes. Now he's totally out of the running for the greatest of all time because he just lost. Now he's 3-2, and Brady got 7, so he's done unless he ends up 8-2.
Yeah,
he get back in, but right now he's out. So the same thing.
But my own argument with that, and I'm gonna let you guys out.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. My opinion is not.
Mayweather is 50-0, so if you can't change the rules because Joe Montana is 4-0 and Michael's 6-0. But see, we changed the rules on certain. Bill Russell won 8 in a row. He won 11 out of 13 years. But we changed the rules when we want to change the rules. Go ahead, Kendall.
Go ahead, Kendall.
Kendall, go ahead. You're breaking up, though. Go ahead.
I know. I'm breaking up. What's the question?
We were talking about can LeBron do anything to outpass Michael Jordan?
Probably not at some times. As far as his career is concerned, LeBron is having the single greatest career a professional athlete could ever have. At the age of 40, he's doing some amazing things. He's in the conversation for the most valuable player with the way the Lakers are playing. He's the all-time leading scorer in NBA. Okay, so that's saying something. He's got over 11,000 rebounds and 11,000 assists, and no one else has 10,000 rebounds and 10,000 assists. He's got 4 championships with teams. Michael Jordan was the most dominant player of his time. Great scoring titles, 2, 3. All defense, defensive MVP. What do you regular season MVP? Something like that. In the eyes of people that no one will ever take that place. But the argument can be said. LeBron James has the career we've seen as a player, and he's probably 1, 2, 3 one of the best players to play the game. You got to consider Chamberlain, Jabbar.
What in the world?
Who's that?
I have no idea.
And before that, he's all time leading scorer. So, if guys have come, he being one of them, LeBron James will never be the GOAT. But the greatest career athlete, easily, LeBron James.
But don't say.
Hold on. I don't appreciate something Kendall said. LeBron James would never be the GOAT. He can't say that.
Some people think he can go now.
He can be the GOAT if LeBron James leads his team to a championship this year. and be one of the leading scorers, he can take Michael as the GOAT.
Yeah, how can you say he can never be
challenge
good?
that.
He's 40 years old and still playing.
I'm going to
Michael
challenge
can't
that
last
for one reason.
He will
I'm going
be
to
GOAT.
challenge that for one reason. When I look at and I know we can't compare eras. Michael played in one of the toughest eras of basketball.
Well, then don't
And when I
compare
say
because
tough,
it don't mean nothing.
Well, I'm just saying we can't challenge the eras, but you know, when guys would literally stick their elbow in your throat to make sure you don't come down the middle. The game is finessed now. You know, you look at a guy wrong. The referee wears their feelings on their sleeves today. But back in that day,
it ain't nothing to do with that.
Got a lot to do with it.
Curry shooting half court. So you can't talk about how physical the game
well,
is.
No. Curry shooting half court.
So that's how the game done changed.
Curry shooting 3/4 court, if you really want to tell the honest to God truth. But I mean, Michael would come in. I mean, this guy had to create. It just literally had to create and then hope that somebody didn't take his head off in the midst of playing. So I'm just simply saying, when you can come in and win 3, go away and come back and win 3 more, back to back to back is what we're talking here. Now, will we ever see this again? We don't know. I'd love to see somebody at least attempt it. You know, I'm waiting to see somebody. If Boston goes back to back, okay, we got somebody that has the opportunity to get it done again in Tatum and Brown and all those guys right there. But let's wait and see what happens.
But you know what, Jerry?
Well, hold on.
But you know what I would like to, Jerry?
Russell, the Bill Russell. Will we ever see that again? The Bill Russell hero.
Jerry, you think Bill Russell is better than Michael Jordan?
No.
Okay, so again, why are we doing that? Okay, why are we doing that? But listen, so here's the question. Listen, Jerry, listen to this.
You just can't bring up championships then. Because championships, because you said LeBron had a better career. So if a person have a better career, then how's the other guy better because he got more championships or he got 2, 3 people?
Okay, here's the question. All right, so here's my thing. Michael Jordan is a better basketball player than LeBron James. That's what you want me to say, then that's what I'll say. So if you don't want to take the career,
but that's exactly
he's an exciting player.
But if you don't want to take the career, then we do it like that. But here's what I was going to ask you. Michael, to me, and I'm not a Jordan fan. That's the thing. I'm a Laker fan. I never was a Jordan fan. I'm just being honest looking at it. My thing is, Michael brought a fear factor that LeBron doesn't have.
There you go.
My people cheering on the floor, they were afraid of Michael as a player, not to beat him up, but they're not afraid of LeBron, you know, because he doesn't bring that same fear factor when they enter into the arena. You know, it's like, oh my goodness.
You talk about the fans or the players?
Players.
Okay, didn't Kevin Durant? I mean, didn't Steph Curry and Draymond Green got on the plane to go get Kevin Durant to join them to beat LeBron?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't Carmelo Anthony leave? When he came. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you got certain teams, the Toronto Raptors and all them. Didn't they fear LeBron when he was on the East Coast? And even because they fear LeBron because LeBron went to 8 straight championships, 8 straight finals with the Cavaliers. You don't think the Celtics didn't fear LeBron? And the Toronto Raptors and Chicago Bulls and all them, they didn't fear LeBron?
So you're saying that LeBron brings the same fear factor as Michael did when they entered into the game, to the court,
yes.
on the basketball court?
Yes, but the only difference between Michael and LeBron is that Michael had Scottie, he had the Dennis Rodman, because even when the Orlando Magic beat the Chicago Bulls and Michael came back, the first thing they did, they got Dennis Rodman because they didn't have him that year. So the Bulls always brought in the players. Tony Kukoc was the best European player that came out of that time. So Jerry Cross brought in all the players and brought in the Phil Jackson. Michael had everything he needed. He had the best shooters, the Greg Hodges, the John Paxtons. He had everything that he needed. Only thing Michael had to do was score the basketball.
You know that Rui is considered the Michael Jordan of Europe?
Okay. But he wasn't.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, so that's another thing. You're gonna try to get the best player you can get. My opinion is Michael Jordan is a better player. That's my opinion.
No, that's Michael was a great player, I'm not saying he wasn't a great player. Because I saw Michael at the Garden. So I know Michael was a great player. But I'm saying you guys, you bring up the career, then the Bishop bring up the championships. So it can't be both. Because
I'm not saying I don't bring the championships up just to put them out there. Here's my thing.
He's a 2-3 piece.
In order for Jordan to get to the championship, he had to get past the likes of, he had to deal with the Detroit during that time, of Boston during that time, Indiana, who was good during that time. And then they had the battles with the Knicks. And when I brought up that era thing about these teams that he had to get past to get to the championship. Now, after he gets past that brutal East, he's got to go deal with the guys. And the Lakers had a great team back then. Utah had a good team back then. I mean, we can go on and on about this. The truth of the matter is, until I see somebody that's done what he's done when it comes down to that era, that playoff thing right there, I'm gonna stick to my guns. But like I said, I still got an argument for the to me, the real GOAT, Dr. J. And I sent you guys. I don't think I sent it to you. Well, I should have sent it to you too. I sent you those.
You cut that. That's no argument. Dr. J ain't the GOAT. You can keep that.
You guys all right. I'll let Larry and Dr. say a final thing. I just want to say one thing, Bishop, about Michael, and I love Mike. But the guys that Michael beat, okay, he beat Magic, old Magic Johnson. Then he beat a Clyde Drexler that never won anything until he went to Houston. Yeah. He didn't win nothing. Then he beat Charles Barkley that never won anything. Then he came back. And then he beat Sean Kemp and Gary Payton. That was okay. Then he came back and beat Karl Malone and John Stockton that never won a ring either. So it ain't like he beat Larry Bird. It ain't like he beat Dr. J. He ain't beat Isaiah Thomas and the boys. He beat guys that really, really, I think LeBron would have beat too. I think LeBron would have beat Sean Kemp. I think LeBron would have beat Clyde Drexler. I think LeBron would have beat Charles Barkley. The guys they're great, but they're not those superstars like LeBron had to go up against Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Tim Duncan. He had to go against some boys like that. Right?
You're putting, when you're teaching Charles Barkley, you're taking guys, they either met him in the Eastern quarters, semis, or the finals.
They didn't win that, Bishop.
Yeah.
Some guys' names not even mentioned with the all-time greats. The name's not even mentioned.
Here it is in a nutshell.
Pass the ball. If Steph with another ring, if Steph with another title, you can put him over LeBron. That's a good Steph is. And his team.
Here it is in a
team that Michael had to beat, that was that good.
I'm going to stick to my guns on this, and I'm going to get out of the way so Don and Larry can have their say. Bring somebody in that does a three-peat, and then we can start talking. Until
Bill Russell 8 in a row. He won 8 in a row.
I said, no. Bring them in, and then we'll be able to talk.
Well, we know Michael won 3 in a row. We know that. He won twice. We know that. That's his legacy.
Look, did you say Bill Russell won 8 in a row?
Yeah.
That's an 8-peat. Do you see the difference there? That's an 8-peat. That's an 8 in a row.
I'm just simply saying you do 3, take time off, and come back and win 3 more.
3-peat don't beat an 8-peat. No
I agree with you on that, Don, but at the same time, when you win 3, take time off, come back and win 3 more, what are you doing?
Hey, I'm sure Russell could have took a year off. Could have took a year off in an 8-peat. He could have took a year off.
He wasn't taking no year off because they didn't make much money back then.
Boston's the only one that had a good team in that era. They wasn't playing nobody.
That's it.
Boston wasn't playing nobody.
Okay, that wasn't his fault.
Boston wasn't playing nobody.
That wasn't his fault.
It wasn't Bill Russell by himself either. All 8 years. It wasn't Russell by himself. Russell was not the MVP all 8 years.
Okay.
All right, you guys. All right, I don't want to keep harking on that all night, but we'll pick it up on Tuesday because you guys ain't gonna change your mind anyway. So, Larry, they ain't gonna change their mind, Larry. LeBron can win this year at the age of 40, and Bishop already said he's not going to change.
That's the only thing he had against LeBron, the killer instinct. Okay, if he come out this year and do it at 40 and be one of the leading scorers, he's a GOAT. And believe it or not, Mahomes is coming back, and he will be the greatest.
All
Yeah, I agree with you. Mahomes is coming back. Mahomes is coming back, but he's coming back as a quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, not as the league MVP. He'll get beat again next year.
How many times have been in the championship in the past 8 years?
Hey, I'm going to tell you now,
Think
Larry.
about that.
Watch this down. You'll love this one.
Just
Lamar
like
Jackson.
James.
Lamar Jackson's beating y'all down next year, okay? Hey, I'm like Jerry. I'm just opposing you because I can. That's all.
All right, you guys, let me close out in prayer. Father God, we just thank you for another Friday night edition of Sports Talk. We thank you for every viewer, Lord, that's watching us on Facebook, YouTube, on the KMI, WJRG Television Network. I thank you for each and every one that's on this panel tonight. Bless each and every one of us and our families tonight. And those that couldn't make it tonight, bless them as well, Father God. We thank you, Lord, as we can come together and have fun in you and show the world that we can be saved and have fun in the body of Christ, Lord. I thank you for our bishops, our pastors, and everyone that's in leadership, Lord, that's a part of this broadcast and helping us, Lord, to spread the gospel through sports today, Lord. We give you all the glory and all the praise. And we just thank you, Father God, for continue to bless the KMI and WJRG Sports Talk, and bless Pastor and Bishop for their ministry, and also bless Bishop as he start his anniversary for Power to Stand Outreach Ministries for the month of March, Lord. Continue to bless him financially and bless the ministry, Lord, as they go forward. Him and First Lady Sharon, and also Boss Leah with Pastor Walter Teague and First Lady Pam. Continue to bless everyone. Brother Kendall, Big Dom for Big Dom Production, and everybody tonight. We give you all the glory in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Hallelujah.
Amen.
All right, you guys.
Larry, Lamar Jackson's taking down Mahomes next year. Okay?
He's ready to start again. He's ready to start again, Larry.
He's seen the show before. He's seen it before.
We're going to talk about that Tuesday, Bishop. Hold that thought. And listen.
I gotta mess with Larry because I mean he don't call a brother. He'll text me every now and then, but I won't mess with him now.
So real fast, Larry, when did March Madness start?
March Madness, I gotta get the exact date. I think it starts
about the 12th or the 13th of this
year. Around the 12th or the 13th, yeah.
All right, so you and Bishop and the Pastor Walter and Anthony, you guys and Kendall, you guys handle the college side, all right? You guys work on that for me. All right, you guys have a blessed night, blessed weekend. Everybody Tuesday night. All right.
All right, God bless.
All right.